actually have no idea what's happening right now. Let's go meet Ishan. Ready? There he is! What's up, bye? Look at you! Boom! Landing was good. It feels like you're just gonna drive into buildings. Yeah. But here's the thing, it's a little like that in Boston. It feels like you're just gonna fall into the water. So there's a little similarity there, which I thought was cool. Yeah, I uploaded a bunch of the video. Stacked up on the side loop. I actually have no idea what's happening right now.
We are in full blown.
It's so crazy taking it all in. Sonu one?
No.
No?
Keith and Bj.
First, vada pav in Mumbai. In Mumbai.
You're about to have one of the oldest ones in Bombay.
That's cool.
ये कौन से वाले हैं?
ये तीखा मीठा सब।
ये तीखा मीठा आप ले लो एक उसको भी दे दोगे?
तीखा मीठा लो।
ये लो संकेत फुल पार्सल। थैंक यू।
ये लो भाई साहब।
धन्यवाद। धन्यवाद जी। This is, I don't even have words, it's that good, like genuinely. Everything about this, it's really, like it's worth the trip for this. Beach, very first bite of vada pav in Mumbai. You gotta be honest though.
From the old country here. You guys don't want yours, I'll take care of them for you. I know. When we made vada pav for that last dinner, what do you think would be here in Mumbai?
Never in my life. Dhanyawad ji. Cheers, figures. Try Mumbai. Try Mumbai. So good. So good.
If you want to talk to him through me, you can.
New versus old.
The term.
Oh, wow, that's really nice. Some Marina.
Buns are basically start, eat, go for it.
Dude, it's so hot.
Here's the gold bhaji.
Ishanji, what are we eating?
We're having rasam idli with leftover ghee podi because for some reason you guys are already full and it's just snacks. It's barely 3 in the afternoon, very started eating, but anyway.
I'm in India. That's incredible. It's perfect. Minty, like the hiramoti is so good. So good. First Romali roti ever that's made from scratch. The layer, oh.
It's like if croissant was like better.
The chew? We roll?
Yeah.
So, beautiful rubbery. Rubbery sweetened condensed milk is kind of what it's like, but taken down even more. Really thick. Beautiful. And then gulab jamun. So here's what we do. We take the gulab jamun, dunk, get all that beautiful rubbery. Holy crap. That is literally perfect. Pretty good?
It's really good. The texture is fucking money.
Rubbery.
Yeah, I think this is
Keith, it's not even traffic. Just go for it. Nice, well done.
go for it, huh? It's like driving a bus and getting your nose out there.
Hard to film and walk like Ishan is doing. But he's a professional. I would have fallen 12 times already.
So, they're 5. Once you're allowed to get 5. Chasu bao.
One more Coke, who's having?
1, 2, 3.
Let things happen organically.
I never thought I'd be having Vietnamese food, you guys. When I was in India. So great.
from Korea. So we're eating Cantonese food in India. So,
These are Kurush's absolute favorite thing to eat here.
the dream is one day that we're coming out 70 and the order will be that they keep getting me one of these portions every time one is empty, like to stop. And she said, I'm not even going to get the spinach and prawns. I once forgot to tell somebody and they ate the bacon. Again, usually with the mustard. But you can also do it with the chili if you want.
This pork is amazing.
With these meaty mushrooms, crunchy water chestnuts, and bok choy, and garlic. I'll call you and tell you 2 days in advance.
Her gungun used to teach you have to throw the meatball 100 times. 100 times to like get that.
I never put flour in my meatball.
Yeah.
It's just plain pork,
Yup.
that's it, chopped together and you know.
देखिए ना 70
So try the difference between both. So this one is a little firmer.
I don't know if I really like that.
Texture.
And the flavor's really not like that's more comfortable.
So I found the spice shop, and we have all the stuff that we're buying now. Sri Lankan cinnamon, dalchini. Dhanyavad bhai. Dhanyavad.
From here I can smell it.
This one is also there. You can taste it.
The Sri Lankan?
It is from Vietnam.
Vietnam?
Oh, this is much different.
Oh, so different.
This must be more smoky.
Oh, it's so sweet. It's like chini. Oh my God.
This you can
great on desserts.
100 gram?
Superb. This one or this one?
200 on this one, 100 on this one.
ह्याच्यातली 200 द्या आणि ती 100. Want to taste? ह्याच्यावर ते डबा भेटेल आणा 4%.
कितना रुपया?
This is 300 rupees for 100. Little bit expensive.
Let's do 200 grams. Thank you, bye.
It's weird to have like the difference between the two.
That's mind-blowing right there. Like, so you're a chef.
Yeah.
You see those two difference. What was the difference from the Sri Lankan one to the Vietnamese?
Chill, like
It's hot.
You have like you can use these for a year.
Year?
ते ड्राय केलेलं असतं ना त्याला काही issue नाही.
This one's like more like sweeter, I feel like.
Yeah. The Vietnamese one is sweet. That's what you'd find in like shaved over like a latte or things like that in the West. Bahut badhiya.
Anything else you want to see? मोठा आहे ह्याच्यापेक्षा मोठा आहे ह्याच्यापेक्षा मोठा आहे
Nice note on the black pepper.
दालचिनी पाहिजे दादा मग 320 दिला तरी चालेल नाही हा
See how black it is?
हा एक लॉट एकाला द्यायचा आहे म्हणून हा मला माहिती नाही ना, मी आपल्या पाहिला हा हा राहू दे ना.
That's crazy. 100 gram?
100 आम द्या. From which country you are?
US. I'm a chef. So good. This is amazing. Good quality. Like, so good quality. So cool. I'm geeking out so hard right now, for the record.
Touch to your nose.
It's so fresh.
पण नाकाला लागलं ते कुठचे
Markets.
Nice, fluffy, steamed. Delicious. It's a good one, right? Yeah.
Jeera rice papad. Jeera and rice papad.
Jeera and rice papa, 200 grams, beautiful.
And then you
Yep.
fry it with some cumin.
Yeah, we try a little bit of this wonderful.
This is the stuff you should take back.
Yeah. Well, we can get some of it, but not as good.
Hey, brother.
Hey, Vada. Nimbu? Nimbu hai na? Ah.
Limbu. That's a maza food.
Yeah, please. I love achar so much.
Yeah?
So much. Achar and rice, that's a whole meal. Whole meal right there. So I'm so excited for this little achar. You can put it in here.
No, that has spices.
For you. No, you.
Just
Poke it?
Yeah. Ariya. Bahut badhiya. Oh man. Can we do like you how much you want? You want some?
Yeah, like 100.
That is how. Kachi quantity kitni?
Yeah, I was just gonna
200 grams.
200 ग्राम या आधा किलो एक किलो.
That is 200 grams.
200.
That's half kilo. So see which one you want.
200 grams kitna?
काय बोलले
200 grams chicken.
200 ग्रामचे लूज घेतलं तर 20 रुपये.
200 grams for 20 rupees.
200 grams for 20 rupees. Can we do 200 grams? Do 2 of those package?
200 grams don't packet.
Yeah. How are you? Good, good. मेरा नाम? Keith.
देश का नाम
दस का नाम?
कंट्री नेम
Oh, USA.
उस साइड है
Yeah. अब कहाँ से?
हाँ
अब कहाँ से?
इंडिया
India. बहुत बढ़िया. बहुत बढ़िया.
वेरी नाइस
आपका नाम क्या है? Ah, nice to meet you.
Maza.
That shoot's gonna be amazing, like everything in India. So good. Maza. Get it.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Boom. Honest reaction? It's chaos. I mean, it's chaos. But like, calculated chaos. It's crazy. It's also a lot bigger than it seems, like on video. Take a selfie.
Let's come.
Sometimes you take a selfie. That's wild. After the hustle and bustle of Mumbai, it was so nice to take a trip to Lonavala. Dr. Kurush Dalal, who is my teacher, invited us to his bungalow, and we had to get a little chai on the way because, you know, we needed it. It was an early trip. And let me tell you, having the experience of getting out of the city and going up the hills and the ghats to getting to a hill station is an incredible part of the adventure of Mumbai. I cannot explain how beautiful this moment was. To hear stories from Kurush and his wife Rhea, to the incredible love and hospitality they showed me. Just wait until you see the Parsi feast that he put out in front of us, and we're going to dissect it all. But the stories and the time that we got to share together was by far the best part of my trip to India. Kurush is an encyclopedia of food, and to have these moments with him is something I will never forget. From the chai 25 times a day to the incredible amount of love and passion in his voice when he talks about food. Just listen.
So they went to this big dam called Purna, where guess who their accomplice was? The range officer. So they parked their jeep at the range officer's house, put their boat into the water, go across the dam into the forest. So last minute they swerved to avoid the guy and almost missed him. Went over the poor guy's head on it. So they stopped, gutted him, skinned him, made 6 portions and took them all.
Clearly, Kurush is a master storyteller, but to understand the depths and layers of his knowledge of food was absolutely unbelievable. Before having a Parsi feast, he explained the history of the Parsi community. To have these moments were something that I cannot explain in the depth of this video of how much it meant to me. Kurush is a master storyteller, and here's another example of how beautiful his stories are.
Those eggs, something about them. Over the years, that little aluminum kadai had turned into silk. You know, and she'd actually teased the egg out with a teaspoon. She cooked fried eggs with a frigging teaspoon.
So, chef, what do you got going on?
We are making something called sali paridu.
Sali pati?
Sali paridu, which means eggs on sali. Sali is potato straws. Bowl was a sign of great affluence. So if you were poor, you made them beaten eggs on top. And that was because then you could have fewer eggs going a further distance. So my mother hated beaten eggs. I mean, they taste very nice, personally, I think. But she grew up in a family that was really hard up when she was young. And they always had like 3 eggs between 4 of them, kind of thing. So she would swear never to eat beaten eggs. Similarly, there's a dish called akuri, which is a kind of, how does one put it in a same way? It's a kind of Spanish omelette or whatever you want to call it in English. It's basically scrambled eggs with a lot of spices and onions, tomatoes, chilies, etc. in it. In my grandmother's house, with a little bit of, what do you call it, very, very tiny chopped potatoes. So her ghee would melt, her egg would go in, the edges would start turning frilly, she'd tip it to the side and put the ghee on top, 1 teaspoon at a time. And then she just put a teaspoon in a little bit and slide it out. There would be virtually no freaking ghee left behind. She was that accurate because she was from a poor family. So you had to not waste. And it was a very big thing to eat 2 eggs at her house. I mean, 2 eggs, she considered 1 egg per person every day as a luxury. Eating 2 eggs was like a wow.
I can't explain to you how full my heart was to have these memories shared together with people I love. And as the food kept coming, so did the stories, like this incredible next thing that Rhea explained that blew my mind.
Eat it by itself. Then if you like it.
So these are something that's typical to Bombay. There's a suburb in the north called Vasai, and they are very well known for these. This is called sukeli. So keli is banana. Suka is dried.
From there, Kurush wanted to take us into town and to go get food that we're going to prepare for the evening. And I really didn't know what to expect, but to see Kurush in his element, knowing so many wonderful people, from spice vendors to meat vendors to produce, was really inspiring. Yes, we were in this small car, and I am not a small man, but I kind of just felt at home. To watch people at their craft and to do so, like this gentleman butchering, was brilliant. His skill is just absolutely undeniable. I kind of had this sense of awe where everything around me was just so new and so beautiful. But now it was time to prepare the meal, and right before that, we met this wonderful lady who lives in the mountains, and she comes down and sells crabs. These crabs were absolutely outstanding, and to meet her was truly an honor. It's these things about India that I love so much. Every corner is a story, and every corner is inspiring. So we got all of the stuff from the market, and we began to cook, and to learn so many different dishes, to study this food, is one of the most remarkable things I've ever been able to witness in my entire life. And yes, it would take me a lifetime to learn to do this half as good. But look at Rhea with these beautiful patra and machi. I cannot explain how gorgeous this fish was. This chicken farcha was absolutely outstanding. The dansak, I can't, the dansak was life-changingly good. Everything that we ate was some of the memories that I will cherish for the absolute rest of my life. And the food, it just kept coming. This beautiful brista, these fried onions that were draped over this gorgeous rice dish. I can't explain how delicious this food was. So as the food hit the table, BJ and I were just in awe. The smiles on our faces, the way that we shake our heads in disbelief that something can be this delicious was evident with every bite. See what I mean? This is me just confused in how food can be this wonderful, and I'm so grateful that I got this opportunity.
You and your brother look alike.
Very much.
And as the day carried on, so did the lessons. Getting to know Kurush and his family and the incredible things they have done in the catering world and beyond were really inspiring. And the lessons, well, they continued.
And all of that, and you make a base, or what do you want to? You put in a tray, and then you make depressions, and you slide in the yolks. And then you gently steam this whole thing in a stack. And you serve them, you kind of cut squares and serve them as you're going down the line. And it's called chicken maiwala.
And as Kurush and I talked more and more, the smell of beautiful Bengali food prepared by Rhea was wafting over every single sentence that we had. It's one thing to learn the history, but to have the smells and taste the traditional flavors just meant so much more. And let me tell you, this meal was out of this world.
Put a ladle full of dal, and with the dal you eat the fries. That's your first course.
To truly experience the soul of Indian cuisine, you have to go home, and no Bengali meal could ever be finished without sweets. And here are the sweets that Rhea chose for us this evening.
What's that one?
This is called a Malai sandwich.
Okay.
There's
I
no
haven't
bread.
had that before.
There's no bread involved.
So Bj has discovered Chum Chum out here, and I gotta say, the mishti out here is insane. So this is his second ever one, and the first one, he almost died.
Here you go.
It just keeps getting better as I eat it too.
And it develops so in your mouth as you warm it up.
Camera.
So there is basically what a rasgulla is for the common man, up and down, and there is milk that's been reduced to a custard in the center, and that's it.
Yeah, it's shaped differently, but yeah, it's chana
And there's a little bit of custard on
it's
top.
just like 3 or 4 versions of milk.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Milk like this and milk like that.
Man.
These 2 days in Lonavala were amazing, and I asked a favor of Kurush. I wanted to sit down on film and record 2 separate interviews talking about his life and also what it's like to be an archaeologist studying food from the subcontinent. And what I got was an incredible 2 interviews. I'm going to play you a clip of just one section of this interview. And if you want to know more and hear the rest of the interview, leave me a comment in the comments below that you want more.
Okay, so all food is appropriation. Every single thing that we eat, we have appropriated from somewhere and someone at some point in time. And ingredients, for example, have been traveling so far across the planet that calling it appropriation is a joke. When you eat a quinoa salad in Delhi, are you appropriating the food of the Andes? No, it's an ingredient. If you make a beef Wellington in Tasmania, can you say no, just because the colonials came here, it's our beef Wellington? No, it's not really an appropriation, is it? They did get there. But what if you made a beef Wellington in Japan? It is still a beef Wellington. Your take on it, your riff on it is more of a homage to the dish than anything else. Yes, if you decide to take something that is made in a certain part of the globe and you do a terrible job of it, it's just terribly bad cooking. It's not appropriation. So I think that appropriation is a misused term. It's a term of bullying. When you want to bully people who are doing something very, very good with the kind of food you used to eat, you get on that mighty high horse of appropriation because you haven't been able to sell your food well enough and somebody else has.
Back in Mumbai, and we wanted to kick the day off right. This incredible restaurant is one that was highly recommended, and my sous chef Bj really wanted butter chicken. And before you even say it, yes, we know that butter chicken in Delhi is the place to go, but we were in Mumbai and this was highly recommended. I gotta say, it was really fantastic. Now the thing is, this place is known for one of their Indo-Chinese dishes. This dish right here, the crispy chicken. It was absolutely amazing. Just look at my reaction. Boom. It was absolutely to die for. And so we ended up getting 2 portions of this. And of course, we knew that we had to get the butter chicken. And I know Delhi is the place for this, and so many of you in the comments might be flipping out, but before you do, remember that cities can do great food. I know that just because one is famous for it doesn't mean that another city is terrible at it. Had to get some rumali roti with it, and next up is my reaction to the butter chicken.
So we take that beautiful butter chicken. This is the most Gora thing I've done on my trip. And but you know what? Good butter chicken, still good food. Here we go. Will it be better than the States? I've had a lot of butter chicken in the States. But it's definitely better than the States. Oh my god. Jam in America. Cut.
Get better. This is way better than the States.
After that feast, we knew we needed to take some time and walk around, and we had a blast because the thing of it is Mumbai is this place that is ultra chaotic at times, but in the midst of the chaos, this beauty exists among the city. You see so many people just working hard, trying to earn some money, people willing to talk to you and have a great time. You know, I think divulging, the truth here is that yes, it was chaotic for a Westerner, but it was also something that Mumbai teaches you to surrender to the moment, surrender to the traffic and the chaos. And once you do that, you find a beauty that I've never seen in any other city. So we went deeper into the heart of the city, and what you're ready for now is kind of a look of sheer insanity at times. So we are at Maji Bandar Road, and I probably butchered that a little bit, right, Beach?
Probably.
But just the amount of people is unbelievable. It's hard to express how many people are just all around shopping and having fun and living their life. And I think as a Westerner, this is one of the things that kind of takes you back for a moment. But it's these moments of chai that just really bring you back. And so I wanted to try to say, hit me with a couple of cutting chais, and let's see how I did and how I butchered that right here. So I tried to say hit me with 3 cutting chais, and probably butchered that quite a bit. But as we continued on our journey, one of the things that we noticed is how there's so much happening around every corner. See, India is beautiful because literally every 5 feet, there's another story going on. Whether it's somebody selling shoes or selling goods, whether it's spice vendors or people chanting and saying different things that I didn't even know, whether it's these gorgeous just sacks of beautiful dried chilies that are on so many different stalls. I think the beauty of India is that there's so much to discover. And in the midst of it, yeah, I kind of felt like out of place. Of course I am. But I think that's what I loved so much about it. A lot of times you'll see people look at you and they'll just have this serious look on their face. It's almost like they're mean mugging you. But the minute you smile, they break into the most beautiful smile ever. And yes, it's insane. But the minute you realize that these people are here to have fun and they're here to just share, your whole experience changes. And now back to some food, right? So we ended up meeting up with Dr. Kurush Dalal again and his wife Rhea to explore other parts of Mumbai that maybe people don't see as much. This incredible chicken roll was to die for. We did a chicken roll, we did a, I believe it was mutton roll, and the flavors were just insane. So in Mexico, they call a tava a comal, and so I explained to Kurush that it's called a comal, and it was something neat because it was a cultural exchange he didn't know, which, mind you, Kurush knows everything, and the stories kept coming. So getting to this point of being able to eat food and to share stories, and it was just one of the most magical times of our entire trip, as Kurush continued to share how a city and food and people consistently evolve every time. But just when you think it's over, there's more food. So we ended up finding all in this little area so much to eat. I forget what the name of this area is, so if you know, please let me know in the comments. But the food here is just absolutely outstanding. Everything's cooked over fire. We have wonderful dishes that you're going to see here in a second that will blow your mind. So get ready for that.
Now this, wait, it will be hot, very hot. No, you can't eat it like that.
What do you mean?
The whole thing.
I gotta start with this. It's hot.
Now what is this? So this is what is traditionally a Sikh kebab from Iran. It is called a paste. So when a cheek, you have the meat like that.
And they do the pearls?
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is balls of meat. Oh, so it's incredibly juicy on the inside.
Incredibly juicy.
Oh. Enjoy.
I want you to imagine for a moment being on the streets, having a food tour with somebody like Kurush and Rhea. Their knowledge, I mean, they've forgotten more than I'll ever know as a student. And so to sit there on the roadside and have this incredible food is mind-blowing. Now, if you have been a part of this channel or this is your first time, I need you to understand I love nihari. Nihari is one of my favorite dishes. And to have paya and nihari and all that on the left-hand side is just marrow. Now, if you're watching from the West, you may think, oh, well, this doesn't necessarily look like what I'm used to. I can tell you that the flavor, technique, and textures to these dishes are outstanding. These dishes are amongst some of the most rich, gorgeous dishes that I've ever had anywhere in the world. And we needed to get a bunch of plates to try things. Now, my sous chef BJ over here has never tried this before. And let's just say a swear came out of his mouth and maybe even a tear the first time he tried this. But the thing of this is there's so much food around every corner. And everything is so different. So to try to say Indian food is just one dish would be completely doing it a disservice. Listen as we learn some more here.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Beautiful. All that. So good. It's just a bomb of like fat and acid and flavor and more fat.
People have asked me, what's your favorite experience in India? And without a doubt, it's spending time with the people that I love. It's having food at my friends' homes. It's spending time with Kurush and Rhea. It's sitting down at night when the cameras are off talking with Ishan about his experiences being a native Mumbaiker. So I think it's you know, to try to define this trip is almost impossible. But sharing food with the people that you love, no matter where you are in the world, that's probably the greatest gift that we have. I think that's something in the West we really lose touch of. We're on our phones and we're not present. But as we continue these wonderful talks, we had to get some desserts. And let me tell you, Taj Ice Cream is one of the most remarkable places I've ever been. Just listen to my reaction to this ice cream and subsequently what Kurush surprises us with the ingredients that I never would have thought of in ice cream. This one's really cool.
Tell me what it is.
That's beautiful. You haven't tried it?
No.
Oh, hit it right back. That's where it's stomach pain. The citrus, there's pineapple.
Pineapple. There's pineapple. There's no citrus.
Really? It has almost
not a
citrus
single
note?
citrus.
Pineapple does not do well with.
That's where the chiku comes in.
It neutralizes.
The chiku neutralizes the pineapple from breaking down the milk.
That bromance.
Crazy thing that bromance now.
Yeah, wow.
So it turns out that pineapple and chiku have this reaction that gives it this distinct red color to that ice cream. And I can tell you, that might have been one of my favorite ice creams ever. But then we popped over to Noor Sweets, and then I got a whole other lesson on what sweets can be.
अमेरिका में इंडियन फूड करते हैं और वो अमेरिका को सिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि इंडियन फूड सिर्फ बटर चिकन और मसाला डोसा नहीं है, उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं. तो वहाँ ये निहारी वगैरह बनाते हैं. ये भाई हाँ. तो पहली बार वो इंडिया आए हैं. हम उन्हें जितनी जगह लेके जा सकते हैं बम्बई में, वहाँ बेस्ट में बेस्ट जो जगह है वहाँ लेके जाते हैं. मैंने उनको कहा था कि जो बेस्ट में बेस्ट जलेबी है वो यहाँ है. यहाँ की आप एक बार जलेबी खाएंगे, उसके बाद आप जलेबी नहीं खा पाएंगे कहीं. तो सदमा पहुँच गया, आप जलेबी नहीं बना रहे.
And then they brought out this malai, and this malai was cotton candy. It was a mojito, and I cannot even explain the flavors. This was something truly, truly special that just blew me away. I didn't know something like this even existed in Mumbai, never alone the flavors.
That's incredible. The cotton candy. Pina colada.
This one.
Thank you, G.
Oh, yeah, pina colada though.
Thank you.
This one's actually really good.
आपको चाहिए बस
Thank you.
Ooh. Right?
As we wrapped up, you need to hear what BJ says. Now, BJ's a classically French-trained chef, and wait till you hear what he says about this next sweet.
Khaja.
With the H?
Yes.
Khaja.
Yes. So a khaja basically is either cream or mawa, which is wrapped in multiple layers of
Philo dough. Philo, yeah. Philo. मैं लाता हूँ वहाँ से मांगे यार.
a milfui.
Oh,
A milfui.
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 Down the hatch. Down the hatch.
The French are doing it wrong.
Wanted to take a minute and thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I've got a lot more to come, but if you could take a minute and just subscribe, share this with your friends, I want to keep getting more out there. I love Mumbai and I love India, and if you can see the passion for this, hit share. Thanks, guys.
There's something about sambar that literally like touches my soul every time I have it. It's my favorite thing in all of India.
There is something so amazing about sambar to me, and in this video, I want to go through some of my favorite moments in all of Mumbai.
Keith is opening the menu. There's more. And pongal.
Oh, yes. Tengai Sadam. The coconut rice. The coconut rice. Yeah, the curd rice. The curd rice, dude. The rasam rice and sambar. It's just like incredible. One chetanan masala dosa.
South Indian food isn't just a cuisine in India. To me, it's an emotion. And to be here with some of the people that I care so much about, telling stories and experiencing bites of food together, it was really a moment that kind of grounded me and took me back. Even being back in the United States right now, I miss these moments so much. Just getting to share my love and my passion, but also learning so much. Like Nimbu soda, like Nimbu Bani, like the amount of Nimbu that Ishan likes to drink, and then how good it was with the jaljeera and like this wonderful soury, salty, flavor to the water was amazing. As the food kept coming, I kept thinking, this is just heaven. I think if heaven was a food, it would be sambar for me. And you can tell from my reaction, especially coming up, of what sambar kind of means to me, as somebody who still is, discovering so many flavors. And that's the beauty of Mumbai. From vada pav on the street to wonderful South Indian dishes. And I know you guys might say you have to go to Kerala, you have to go here. Of course, that's what I want to do. But to have those moments right here and experiencing them for the first time were truly magical. As the phones, we always say phones eat first, where they get all the pictures and the videos, and then we try these things. And to be in that moment, to sip this food, oh, look at my face as I close my eyes for that sambar. It's a truly magical experience. And then we captured this on film, and I wanted to share with you right now this passion.
There's something about sambar that literally like touches my soul every time I have it. It's my favorite thing in all of India. I'll take this over ghee roast. I'll take this over butter chicken. Any day.
And that is very much the truth. I really would take that over so many other dishes. Not to say that other dishes are bad, of course they aren't. But there's something about sambar that hits this part of my soul that I didn't even know existed. As the food kept coming, so did the stories, and check out this part.
South Indian food is basically the greatest thing on the planet. So we're going to start with a little bit of dosa, masala dosa. Here we go. You expect me to always react like everything's delicious, but everything's actually delicious. One of my favorite bites in all of India so far has been so much like cabbage, like potato, and masala is amazing, amazing.
One of the things that was so remarkable about this is just getting to experience all this with people that you love. Food is incredible on your own, but when you have people that mean so much to you during the course of a trip like this, it just makes it so much better. And yes, if you watch this channel, you know I'm obsessed with South Indian filter coffee. I cannot explain how much I love it, and I had 2 just at this meal alone because by this point in the trip, definitely getting a little tired, so that pick-me-up was perfect. And if you haven't had South Indian filter coffee before, you are missing out. I will do an entire video on the love that I have for that. But as we continue to eat, this rava dosa was absolutely incredible. I've had rava dosa all over. One of the best places I had it, ironically, was the Ganeshaji temple in New York. I loved it there in the canteen. And here it was just out of this world special to find this quality, beautiful South Indian food in Mumbai. And I just gotta say, meals like this are super special. Then we came to pongal. And if you were to come to my house, you would see that I typically always have pongal and gotsu in my refrigerator. Pongal is kind of a little like khichdi, but pongal uses mung dal, and it typically uses a short grain rice. Sometimes I'll use idli rice, sometimes I'll use Sonu Masuri rice, beautiful toasted cashews in there. It is a absolutely incredible dish that I just can't get enough of. Typically eaten for breakfast in South India, but for me it's amazing, and I love BJ's face as he continues to try these things. After that wonderful lunch, we wanted to keep moving around, and we went to D-Mart. Now I know why D-Mart. One of the things that I said to Ishan is I want to just go to a normal store, kind of like our Walmart. And when we went to D-Mart, it was a couple days before Diwali, and believe me, it was what we would consider packed. Ishan kept looking at me saying, "Oh no, this is normal, this is normal." D-Mart was an exceptionally fun time. But also, if you're not used to crowds, it can be a challenging time. And one of the things that we wanted to do is do some gurda shopping for BJ. He's never had a gurda, honestly never have I, and we wanted to go experience that. And I gotta say, I'm super excited because BJ picked out an awesome gurda. Really, that black one right there, he ended up buying. And he ended up wearing it to a friend's house that we had a wonderful dinner at that you'll see in a future video. But to really have these moments, check out this dialogue.
Are you doing Diwali shopping here?
He's doing regular everyday shopping. Right, we got a rock one. This is kind of different. So like, I have no idea what you're doing.
XXL.
That one, yo, that one's nice.
You can look for these half jackets also. It's really nice.
There he is.
This you wear over kurta?
You wear it with that?
Yeah.
What color still though?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It was an incredible time, and it's times that I'll never forget. I'm really proud of Bj for stepping out of his comfort zone. Back in Mumbai, and this is actually the second day of Diwali. We wanted to go shopping and make sure that we celebrated to the best of our ability. But the coolest thing about this day is this is a market in which I do some shopping along with my sous chef Bj over here. And we're going to make a really great meal at the apartment that we rented. So Ishan is shopping for some stuff, and Bj and I are shopping. And we decided we wanted to go into this without knowing what we were going to cook. A lot of times as a chef, I let the ingredients tell me rather than me try to force a dish. And so we wanted to explore all that this market could be. And I got to tell you, it was an amazing time. The moments we shared here with my broken Hindi, like you'll see right here.
150.
Amla? Chota.
Nope.
Perfect, dude, perfect. Yeah.
170.
So I study Hindi and try to speak it as much as I can, especially in this area. But of course, there's so many other languages that are spoken across India, and many of these people spoke Marathi or some other languages. And so I'm doing my best to communicate throughout the course of this. Going into the fish markets is overwhelming and exciting and fun to see such fresh quality too. I mean, this stuff was caught just hours ago. It was really amazing, like this interaction here.
Now you can talk
I
about
love how the cats are just like hurtling around everywhere. And then there's just a million eyes on you at every point, rightfully so. But this is beautiful.
One of the things about India that I really try to get across, that I learned, is a lot of people will stare at you. And in the beginning, they won't smile, they won't do anything. But the minute you smile, the smile that creeps over their face is just the most beautiful thing. So many people have such a wonderful smile. But you need to go out of your way a little bit and let them know that you're there and you're friendly and you want to engage and talk. And once you do, it's the best trip.
So he's breaking down chickens, and his knife skills are incredible. Like, coming from the West, like, we're good. That's like perfect. Those bones are coming out clean. That's incredible knife skill right there. That's amazing.
The talent that a lot of these purveyors have is just unparalleled. That gentleman that you saw breaking down chickens, it was truly an honor to just watch him. He was scraping those bones and there was nothing left. That is an art form. I mean, I have pretty decent knife skills, but nothing in comparison to what that guy is doing over and over again every day. And the people who wanted to showcase the products that they have here, their willingness to just take on a foreigner and see that I had this sense of wonder in my eyes, they wanted to share part of their life. And believe me, this is not moments that you take for granted. We stumbled upon Jaffson's. Jaffson's is this masala shop that was located in the shopping complex, and I gotta say, this was one of my favorite moments of my entire trip. We probably spent at least an hour there going over things. I bought so much stuff. Jaffson is just, it's an incredible experience to be there with somebody who's a generational spice blender. The stuff that he had to smell and try, he really rolled out the red carpet when it comes to hospitality, and it was such a great time.
He's just super friendly, wonderful, but like all of this is handmade, and you get like everyone has a different blend.
This is all typical Muslim dishes.
I can't even explain how incredible that moment was for me.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
You keep.
Yeah.
Sundar. Oh, that's so good.
What are you having?
So, having one of my favorite dishes in all of India, haleem. Haleem is just incredible. It is the brisket on top of it. Everything about the dish is so perfect.
You ate chicken, now you ate just now.
Yep.
Mutton haleem.
Oh, mutton haleem is so good.
After the haleem, we had to head back to the apartment, and with all of the stuff that we bought, we wanted to make a meal that would be typical for us. And so obviously Ishan living in Mumbai, that meal is going to look very different than the meal that I would make. One of the things I found here was these strawberries that you see on screen right now. And to have a strawberry that is this beautiful is a really rare experience for me. So I'm from New England in the USA, and strawberry season here starts right about Father's Day in June. And typically I don't eat strawberries until June. And so when I do, I make a strawberry chutney that I love almost every year. And the strawberries we get at the farms where I come from are really delicious and beautiful. But these ones, I was amazed by the quality. So I wanted to share that wonderful chutney that I make every year with Ishan and our friend Bali, who is doing camera work with us as well. And obviously my sous chef, Bj. Ishan is marinating these beautiful mackerel here with a traditional flavor and profile that he grew up with. See, to hear Ishan's background is really an amazing thing. There were so many wonderful dishes that he explained that his father would make. And when you guys finally see the interview that I'm going to be releasing with Ishan, you'll understand a lot more of his background and how it was really just an incredible moment for us to cook together. Now, one of the things that you might not know is Ishan and I have known each other for about 3 to 4 years. And we always talked about this moment, being in India together and cooking over just a classic Indian stove, making things that we loved. So this moment you're watching is 4 years in the making. And for us, well, it was everything we wanted. I decided I wanted to make not only that beautiful strawberry chutney, but I also wanted to make a simple aloo sabji. Something very simple. Of course, you got to take the selfies while you're doing it. But I just wanted to make something that was really something that I ate a lot in the States. It was kind of one of those first dishes that really meant a lot to me that I learned how to make. This is the tadka for the strawberries chutney that I'm making. And the aroma was wonderful because when you get spices of this quality at this level, oh my God, man, it is such a beautiful blessing. And this sizzle of the tadka, oh, it is just that moment. The entire kitchen just bloomed with fragrance, and it was really nice to be able to share that with Ishan. I think that there was a lot that I experienced in India, but from going into people's homes and having this food to being able to cook it in our home, even if it was our home for only a couple of weeks, it was a really beautiful and amazing experience. And I also thought it was great because I wanted to test these flavor profiles and things that I've been doing in the States to see how Ishan reacted. And the beautiful thing about Ishan, and there's many, is that he's very, very authentic. And if he likes something, he'll say it. If he doesn't, he definitely says that as well. And so he wanted to make a classic amaranth dish. And he's draining those beautiful little shrimp that he almost made a stock with. Oh God, this was rich and delicious. And, you know, the aromas in Desi cuisine, let's see if Ishan likes it.
I love it.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
It's got a lot going on. A little bit of heat, a lot of sweetness, complement everything else that we're going on.
There's lovely acidity to it.
When it was finally time to sit down and eat, I think there was a moment of just, we did this. We flew 7,000 miles across the entire world to cook together, and to have this moment was really enriching and amazing for me. I was really proud of all of the work that we did, and proud that we were able to make this meal together. The other thing is, I never once negotiated on price when it came to produce there. I feel like you shouldn't do that. You pay the price, and everything was super affordable, and it was really wonderful. This was an incredible moment in my life. First of all, O Pedro is a beautiful restaurant. I have followed them for a long time. I love going food deeply, and being a student of this great cuisine, dishes like balchao and poi and these things that I've studied for a while, I really wanted to get firsthand. So Chef and I spoke via Instagram. He told me to come on in, and his hospitality is second to none. So Chef, if you're watching this, thank you so much for really what will go down as one of my favorite food memories of my entire life. And I really do mean that. The first thing we did is really bond over our passion for not only just Goan food, but regional Indian food. And so here's a little snippet of the dialogue of him and I talking about our passion.
Speak about equal representation.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it coming.
Dude, when I started learning Indian cuisine, I had to unlearn everything in my life. All these French techniques, the way that it's like onions, right?
Yeah.
There's so many ways to cook onions in Indian cuisine. This has been so much harder than anything I've ever learned. It's the best food in the world.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it, mate.
Looking back on it, this is two chefs just talking about how much we really loved this cuisine. And the first courses were mind-blowing. He gave us this incredible, wonderful two starters. One was a marinated mushroom ceviche, if you will, with this gorgeous foam. And the foam was a bean foam. And the thing that I can't say enough about it is the texture of this foam was out of this world. Chef BJ over here, look at his face. And the dialogue that he had about this I thought was spot on. Here's just a little clip of that.
But the texture on that foam is so nice.
And then this, the chorizo bite that blew my mind. I can't even talk about it. Here is the actual audio.
Chorizo, taco, beach. You got to join me if that's one. Oh, this looks so good. We have sali, which is little potato straws on there. Some gorgeous chorizo. Oh, this is what we call a PLB, a pretty little bite. Ready, bye? Cheers. Cheers. Best bite of food in all of India, right there. Oh my god. Literally have chills. That's the best thing I've eaten.
And it really was. I can't begin to explain how good it was. But on to the next, we had a kismore. And this is my first time really having kismore. It was done in two ways. It was done with young coconut, and it was also done with fish. And I thought that was a beautiful presentation for it. I believe this was either ravas at that point. When you're having food this good, you kind of just blank out and you hope to take good notes. In the back, that cast iron pan is the balchao. And this balchao was, you might not view it as the most traditional balchao, but here's the thing. It had all of the notes of balchao except this beautiful smoky and sourness. We wanted to start with the poi. The poi is something that they're known for. Chef actually went and studied with some really incredible poi makers who've been doing this for generations. And I gotta say, everything was really that good. This was like food paradise beyond anything I've imagined. And it's evident on BJ's face right here. That bread was absolutely, you could tell the love and the work that went into this. At this point I'm speechless because I remember this moment so well.
Here we go. Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, it really was that good. And of course you can find good food all over Mumbai, but to us this was just a whole other level of special.
This is now becoming one of my favorite dinners I've ever had. Everything is just a hit. I think I might cry.
And I think that summed it up for us. We felt almost moved to tears. The amount of food that we ate was insane. But more than anything, you could taste the love and the work that went into this. This wasn't just somebody preparing traditional food. This was somebody who understood the master and the craft, and more so, they understood the atma, the soul of this cuisine. At the end of the dinner, Chef and I, along with Chef Bj and the rest of the crew like Ishan and Bali, we all sat down and talked, and Chef and I went back and forth about the things that we love, ideas, concepts, things that he's seeing in the industry, and, you know, these moments mean a lot. Chef, thank you so much for spending time with us and sharing your passion. I hope that we inspired you back even in the smallest way, because that meal will go down as one of my favorite meals I've ever had in my life. And that is not hyperbolic. I really mean that. You have to go.
Two weeks in Mumbai. I feel like there should be something philosophical to say right now when people experience like this revelation and awakening, but I'm sitting here while Ishan holds the camera and Bj scrolls social media trying to find something profound to say. But I think at the end of the day, this trip was insane. It was amazing. It was challenging. It was hard. I freaked out at a couple of points. But the memories that we've made, the family that we found, I think finding India, you know, you find it in parts of the food, but I think more you find it in the people. The people who are sleeping inches away from insane traffic, yet looking like they're peaceful as fuck. The people who invite you to their home and cook an amazing meal, the friends that you make who become family. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything philosophical, but it's more like, to find India, you have to find parts of yourself to let go. Because if you try to fight the traffic and fight the chaos, you're gonna have a miserable time. And I think that's one of the biggest takeaways. Let it all go. And maybe that's the story about grief too. You can't let it go. I can't walk out here and not be affected by it, but I do think that you can choose to go out there and see the squalor and dirt and homelessness and all those things, or you can choose to see the people who are making it work. It's the spirit of Jugaad, that no matter what happens, you make it work.
As a chef on a more technical front, what are some takeaways?
I think going in, I thought I had a pretty good grasp on a couple of dishes, and then having them here, there's always something like romantic about being in the city that creates dishes, or being in a place that originated a certain thing like vada pav. And you have it here with the hustle and bustle of the city, the noise, the honking, like that, the incredible chaos that somehow just works, and the minute you take that bite, you're kind of brought back to why this city's so cool. I think that it's one of the best food cities that I've ever been to. People are incredible and really excited to share. I think everyone probably watching will be like, oh, you're inspired to go back and cook all this stuff. And to be honest, not. I think the reality is I want to go back and just let it digest. We had a lot of great notes, but I think I'm leaving with a sense of how much more there is to learn, rather than how excited I am to share.
It was wonderful, and I didn't go in with any expectations. Of course, Keith is amongst my closest friends, so I knew that spending time with him, irrespective of whether we shoot and what we do end up eating, is good or no. But just meeting him would have been enough for me. But the fact that we got to spend so much time together, learn from each other, me as his junior to learn from him, and then of course to spend time with Kurush and Rhea, and both of them are our mentors. So it was just right from the time they landed. I feel that both Keith and BJ they have what it takes to live in India and to learn from it. It's not just about. You come from a different continent. It is going to be difficult. It is going to be intimidating. It was hard for me when I went to Europe for the first time as well. But I'm quite in awe of how much he actually already knows. Like, he goes into a spice market and he knows this is that. He knows a certain type of chili. He knows the varietal. He knows what to ask for. He can separate and identify things, which is quite remarkable for someone who's never been here. I know people in the city who wouldn't know half of that. They just order stuff online. I think what surprised me was how, personally as a filmmaker, that how much fun I could have and how much I could learn from an experience while doing what I love to the very core. Marrying both my loves, film and food, and then of course being in the company of such great friends, that just takes it to the next level. But I actually, for a change, saw the city that I live in and I'm tired of rather, take for granted, through new eyes. I never eat at the places. I often don't eat at the places that I've taken Keith to. Yes, all great places, fantastic. But I live here, so I just cook at home. But seeing the small, minute details of everyday life, crossing the street, opening a coconut through their eyes, through Keith's eyes, and almost relearning it. As a writer who likes to write about cities, I sort of started to, fall in love and find Mumbai again, and also find my country again, which is great. And also I'm coming out of a deep personal trauma myself, so for me to sort of find an avenue to get out of that cocoon in a safe space, while also making good art and eating good food. It's a dream. It's the stuff that you work hard for to get that one good project, and this is that one good project for me. So I'm sure the same for Keith as well. So yeah.
What's the biggest lesson you'll take away?
Be humble, be open. Sometimes don't push people. Sometimes push them, and be brave. You need to put yourself out there in one way or another, and reach out to people. And they will, more often than not, if you have an honest heart, then they will help you. That is one thing I learned, and also knowing which moments to capture and which ones to let go of. I think that's a great learning as well. Yeah.